Early voting is underway, and with Election Day fast approaching, one of the biggest races on the ballot is for Harris County Judge. This week, we are talking to all four Republican and Democratic runoff candidates to ensure fairness. Each candidate will receive the same amount of interview time and will be asked the same set of questions. Our guest today is Warren Howell, a lifelong Harris County resident, Air Force veteran, and president and owner of Employers Risk Insurance, where he helps businesses manage risk and operate responsibly. Howell is facing fellow Republican Orlando Sanchez. Warren, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We do want to let you know that you're going to have 60 seconds to answer each question, and any remaining time will be added at the end of the interview.
Understood.
So let's get started here.
Sure.
Harris County is facing a projected $129 million budget deficit for the 2027 fiscal year. If elected, what specific steps would you take to close that gap while maintaining essential county services?
You know, I'm amazed that it's not $300 or $400 million. Politicians, bureaucrats cannot make a sound, common sense business decision. They're spending money like water out of a faucet, like drunken sailors. We do not have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. You would agree. We're going to do away with the Office of Administration, Department of Administration, that's $30 million. We're going to quit sending inmates to Louisiana for $50 million a year. We're going to get out of the O'Donnell consent decree, which is going to save us over $100 million a year. And if we can get Commissioners Court to focus on statutory, not non-statutory, but statutory requirements, we'll have $500–600 million to work with to give you all the things you do need.
All right, let's move on here. Given Harris County's growing challenges with flooding, aging infrastructure, and housing affordability, how do you plan to tackle and fund these issues?
I've been working with engineers for about 3 months on a permanent flood prevention system. One whereby we have increased retention and storage and distribution by 80 miles of pipeline to an existing pipeline structure to distribute the water all over Texas, rather than the bay where we ruin our oysters, kill our flounder, ruin the salinity of our water. This program will work, and it'll make us flood-proof as far or as much as humanly possible. We had 2 people in the flood district that knew what they were doing in 2018. They fired them. They hired someone who didn't know what they were doing. And when I look at that flow chart, the bureaucracy beneath there is 300 people who can't get anything done, anything.
Okay.
It's crazy.
All right, let's move on to the next question. I want to talk to you about the 2026 Kinder Houston Area Survey. It shows concerns are increasing about the cost of living and job opportunities. If elected, how would you address that economic anxiety?
Well, the first thing I would do, because it's so easy and so fast, is we'd take Harris County Toll Road Authority, who's getting a surplus right now of $300 to $400 million a year, and give that back to the users. That gives you a 33 1/3% decrease immediately. And then when we go in and clean up and make it more efficient, there's probably 10 or 20 points again that can be added to that. So we can literally cut our toll road fees in half. We've got to increase our road repairs to where they're not a speed bump when they get through, but they're smooth, they're right. All of these things, including flood control, where our insurance costs will go down, will make living in Harris County more affordable. And that's what I'm going to do.
One last question for you before we go. Public trust in local government has become increasingly polarized. What specifically would you do in your first year as county judge to improve transparency, accountability, and public confidence in Harris County government?
We have to expose everything that's being done. I'm sure you're tired of reading the paper and hearing about all the hundreds of thousands of dollars we're spending on artwork that we don't even own. $6 million to a commissioner's wife to be a consultant on a program shouldn't have even been involved with. We are going to address everything. I'm going to set the agenda and run the agenda, and that's when we get down to the point where we are not going to have any more corruption, any more wasted money. We've got to get a handle on the bureaucrats and the politicians. They're the ones who put us in this position. I'm the only one from the outside who's willing and able to fix it.
You have about 30 seconds. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we let you go?
If the people don't learn anything else from this interview, learn this. Bureaucrats and politicians put us in this position, and if you don't put someone like myself in to fix it, it's going to get worse. Your deficits are going to go through the roof, and so will your taxes. Kingwood was annexed by my opponent, who did not stop it, by the city of Houston. That should have never happened. I am going to fight everything.
Warren Howell, we appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming in. We do have a reminder this week. We are interviewing every Harris County judge candidate. Tomorrow we'll hear from former Houston Mayor Anise Parker, who is one of the Democratic